Good morning. Welcome to build day 18. And we're just getting out here. Kaylee and I moved the truck. And I'm taking a look at what we need to do. And there isn't all that much left to do, and then all the walls are done. We are going to start off here. From here across, I got to put courtyard panels, not courtyard, but gypsy panels up. That will not take long at all to do. And then from here all the way around over to there, I've got courtyard panels to put up, and there's not that many of them, and then I've got to get them wired. I think, since I'm going to have to wire these courtyard panels, I've got a few out at the exit, courtyard panels out there to do the exit. I'm going to get those wired up too. That way all my wall panels are wired and good to go. We get done with that, I've got two 4-foot long pieces of fencing that I'll be attaching there, running out here and then over to protect Bart the butler. We'll get those in. And then it's the fun part of roofing. I'm going to need a piece of plywood over this area and this area, because I got the bride and groom that go in here and Bart the butler on the other side. I need to keep those dry. And then I think we are going to plywood roof the chain hall. And I definitely have to plywood in through here because of the tubes. I gotta have someplace for the tubes to hang. So this hallway will get all done. And then I've got to put a sheet of plywood from this wall to this wall straight across, because I'm going to have some tubes hanging in here. This spot will not get any because this is where the werewolf is. There's no tubes in there, and there's a fence here to keep people out anyway. Then the only other piece of plywooding I really need to put in is right here, and it's to protect the photos in the photo hall in case, it rains and it blows and stuff. So I'll put a piece of plywood in here too. So we've got plywooding to do. And once all that is done, and I don't expect it to take all day long, we will be done with stage 1, which is maze building, and we'll be full-blown prop moving. Everything that's still in the house down in the basement or out in the storage shed out back, it's going to be brought out, with probably the exception of the Q-line pillars. I haven't decided on those yet. I probably should bring those out too. Those normally sit in the exit hallway. But I got George and a couple other props to put out in that area. So I don't know, I might hold off on doing the Q-line pillars. But everything else will get moved out. And then we start the fun of putting all the babies together. Breakfast of the day. Gotta figure out something for breakfast. Kaylee, what do you want for breakfast of the day? Huh? Are you hungry? Oh, I know what we could do. We'll have the exact same breakfast I had. Well, almost. I didn't have, well, yeah, I did. We had some Oh Boy Alberta pepperoni, a full stick and a half a stick, 2 peanut butter eggs, chocolate covered Reese's eggs, and several mints. Sorry for the coughing. And that's what we had for breakfast. That's what Kaylee and I had for breakfast. Now with that, I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down. And we are going to get to work because I want to get stage 1 done today. Well, it's going on 2:49. Not only am I late for walking Kaylee, I'm late for giving you guys another segment. Go around like this. We got the courtyard panels all the way up. I've also got the gypsy panels up, and I just finished wiring the courtyard panels up, so they're all wired and the cord for it's hanging down there. going slow, not pushing it. I just went out and cut this piece. It's not secured in, and it's going to be running a diagonal to help support a piece of plywood that is going over this and over that display. I still have the exit to do, and I'm done with wiring for a while. I need a break, so I'm going to switch over to doing some plywood. I will work on the exit once I'm done with the plywood, maybe. I don't know. I'll just wait till a later date to do it. I don't have any props going in right away over there anyway. It's one of the last displays that we do. Depends on how big of a hair up my ass I get with things. If I get in over there to put props in, I'll go ahead and wire it. Like I said, I'm in no rush. But that's what we've gotten done now. I'm going to get Kaylee for her walk, and then when we get back, it's on to plywooding. I think I better give you another segment. Just got done with dinner, and we're out here in the courtyard. And I got the cover on for Bart and for the bride and groom. Plus, this has all been plywooded. And believe it or not, I've got one full sheet of plywood left. And then we get back into regular tentage here. And we get over here and we run into more. Now, I had a gap between the tents, so I went ahead and put a sheet of plywood up here. Basically running right down through here because I didn't want weather getting in and hitting the pictures on this wall. I used some scrap for that. And then over here, in case I decide to do tubes right here, and I think I'm probably going to, and I might do a loose pack through here so the display can be seen. And then they go all the way down here, and there's kind of an echo in this hallway now. In fact, there's an echo everywhere there's plywood up. And then they come out into the courtyard, and of course this panel here is part of the doorway, which will be closed. My next step is here. I've got to measure, or not measure, but I got to grab 2 4-foot panels and get those installed. And that's going to be my next project. I'm going to see how I'm feeling after that, and I might say the hell with it and go do the exit because it's getting too late to do any prop move in. Okay, real short segment. I just got done finishing the exit hall, so it's all wired up. Now, once I get my power station out here, sorry, eyes itching. But once I get the power station out here and get it plugged in and up and working, I'm going to have to plug in the exit hallway, the courtyard, the chain hallway, and the tube hallway, and go through and check panels and fix any connections that got knocked with me doing plywood or screwed up on a connection somewhere. I'm going to have to go through and check everything. So I will be revisiting those 4 areas, to check the wall panels later date. But I also, back up a little bit, wanted to show that. We got that done. And that is going to be Bart's enclosure so people don't get too close to him. So we don't have a run-in or circumstance like we did a couple years back when someone tore his head off and ripped the wiring out. But anyway, so Bart's going to be safe this year. With that, I need to get cleaned up. And we'll do the end of the day wrap up. Okay, end of the day wrap up. And where the hell are you going, kid? I sat down and she's at the door. As soon as I reach over to grab the camera, she bails to sit beside me. I turn the camera on and she goes wandering. Fickled pooch. That's easy enough. Yeah, see, there's plenty of room there for people to get through. With that table not being up. But anyway, Maze is now 100% done. which means tomorrow it's prop move-in. Everything that's still in the house or out in the storage shed, minus the Q-line pillars, gets moved out into the haunt and put into their displays, and we start setting things up permanently. And that's all the knickknacks and everything. Sue Ann's got some glassware and stuff downstairs that need to be brought out. She's got to go through and get it cleaned and stuff. So I'll probably leave that in the house. And all the electronics, lighting and stuff, that'll get left in the house. But for right now, as of tomorrow, we're officially starting stage 2. We just completed stage 1, the maze. So you'll start seeing some of the sets, getting put together. Not coming alive yet, but everything's going to get put out in their place and everything. And we'll probably start with the entrance hall. Sorry, been sweating a lot today. It didn't get that hot. I think it made it up to 79 today. But when you're out in direct sunlight, you sweat a lot. You get hot. I was taking mini breaks. Sit down, take a couple of drags off the cigars, and then go right back to it. Not like when we had the heat wave when I was underneath the Big Ten. I was taking half-hour to hour breaks. Also, it's not right a wrap-up without a good cigar. Or cigarillo, I guess is what you call them. They're not a full cigar, but they're about 3 times thicker than a cigarette. So 2 to 3. But anyway, like I said, stage 1's done. Stage 2 starts tomorrow. And we'll get lots more of the Kaylee into it, huh? Kaylee like being on camera too. Right now, Kaylee wants to go in the house. I don't blame her, so do I. It's about 9 o'clock, so I'm quitting pretty much on time tonight. But we got quite a bit done. The fencing here in the courtyard panels, and the gypsy panels are up. The exit hallway and the courtyard panels here in the courtyard are all wired up. And we got the plywood put in. So we did pretty good today, and the plywood was a bitch. It always has, but especially near the house. I had tight quarters there. Trying to get some of those pieces in were interesting. Coming down will be a lot easier because I won't be worrying about damaging, anything other than the house. Don't want to be damaging the house. The wife would not be happy with that. But anyway, I'm going to go and get going, get you guys edited and uploaded, and we'll see you tomorrow. Stay tuned, people. The fun really begins tomorrow. Oh, and I almost forgot. Stay spooky. Stay toxic.